Hello, my name is Jim Lutter. I'm with PMA Funding, and I'm here to talk to you today about our value proposition in working with PMA through the ICBA. PMA serves as a financial advisor and investment advisor for local government entities and local government investment pools. We've been doing this for over 38 years. PMA Funding directly invests the funds for the political subdivision in the form of deposits that are distributed to our community bank segment. Really looking over the history of PMA and the evolution to working with the ICBA to current, PMA was founded in 1984 as a credit institution overlooking the health and welfare of financial institutions for political subdivisions. In 1988, we started as a financial advisor, and that began really the catalyst for the investing portion of funds for political subdivision. In 2003, PMA became an associate member of the ICBA. In 2009, we became a preferred service provider, and we speed forward to today. In 2022, we've got over 30 years where PMA Funding has been providing deposit capacity for community banks. Really, let's start with looking at political subdivisions for a minute, because they're often overlooked as a potential source of funding. Political subdivisions make up over 3.25 trillion in annual spending. That is more than most countries in the world, and they employ over 19,000 employees. So they are a significant source of employment and revenue that can be deployed in the form of deposit capacity. When looking at a political subdivision, I wanted to outline this because whether it's working directly as a financial institution with the political subdivision or through the PMA program, there's certain characteristics around them that are going to affect their ability to invest. And their philosophy is always invest for safety, liquidity, and yield. Investing is not their primary objective. It's educating and serving the public. Political subdivisions are cyclical in nature. Their revenue streams replace annually or semi-annually, but they are predictable. As long as we're all paying property taxes, they're going to have money to invest. And oftentimes they'll utilize money managers just due to the size and complexity of their budget, like a PMA. They are relationship motivated and they are community focused. So these are key characteristics around the political subdivision. Where that leads to is there's often a misconception, and we find this all the time when we talk to our financial institutions. Political subdivision, that's hot money, it's not predictable. And due to the cyclicality, that can be true, where they can be hot money in nature. If you're working with schools or municipalities within your local footprint and they're limited to that, they're all going to receive revenues similarly. It's going to come in, spend down, come in, spend down, come in, spend down, really creating a sawtooth effect in which between their high and low, that's just a spend down to meet their expenses. What you can do to offset that, and what we do and look to deploy, so we'll say work with entities not only within your local footprint, but supplement it with entities outside of your local footprint or on a more national basis. And that way you can take out that cyclicality by building in offsetting deposits to maintain stability. And this really leads us to the next portion of why and when should you consider calling PMA. And this is our value proposition to the ICBA as well. When you're looking to minimize volatility across public funds or build out public funds, it's the slide I was just talking about. When you're looking to diversify your funding sources without cannibalizing the core market, you need additional sources of deposits to come in. You don't want to reprice your local market in order to bring this in. PMA can bring that through our political subdivision funding, another source of deposits. And when you're looking to build out a primary contingency funding plan, we'd love to work with you every day, but if it's on a contingency basis, just know that there's a need that we can fill, we will do that. And ours is viewed off of the tailored solution. We really want to define your needs, understand what they are, and then come up with the solution. So what are our program features? Well, PMA is a partner. We're not just a deposit, but we can be whatever you need us to be. If you need us quarter end, if you need us on an ongoing basis, if you need us to offset deposits that are moving out, we can work in whatever capacity. Typically, what we will do, though, is we'll work in tandem with the senior management to understand the bank's deposit needs and then really identify the solutions. And we have a variety of options we can deploy. We have both the brokered, non-brokered, and we work with other PSPs to utilize their engines to be able to support the deposit product within the community banks. So we can be a significant source of funding and maintain really that quiet notion without disrupting your local market. And lastly, PMA is a strong and diversified client base, both in size and number across the nation, that can provide large, stable sources of funding. How does our program work? Well, a bank will reach out to PMA. We're calling our institutions, let me backstep on that. We're calling our institutions on a regular basis to try and get in front of you to understand what your needs are. But at the end of the day, when you have a need as a bank, you can just reach out to PMA with questions you may have. It's very straightforward. What is the cost associated with the program? The banks pay an all-in rate. There is no direct cost. There's no addition, premiums, or subscription. PMA, we're compensated by the political subdivisions and local government investment pools by assets under management. So there's no direct cost per se to the financial institution. So then you may ask, well, what is the benefit to an ICBA member bank? Well, since your bank sets the rate and the program has no direct subscription or premium cost, there is no direct discount per se, as there may be with some other PSPs. Instead, what PMA does is we rebate a portion of revenue back to the ICBA for every deposit placed through a member bank. This is a rebate that goes directly to support the ICBA members through the work of the ICBA. So that's how we're able to contribute back to it, along with the marketing and the participation in ICBA events throughout the year. We also work very closely with other PSPs in which their products may add enhancement to the deposit to be able to put that to community banks. So not only working through PMA do you support the ICBA, but we also work with the other PSPs that then as a group we're able to support the ICBA. So what is the takeaway? The bottom line is PMA has a significant source of funding that we can look to provide to community banks on an ongoing basis without disrupting their local market, while supporting the initiatives of the ICBA in providing and promoting for community banks. For contact information, my name is Jim Lutter. I'm the Chief Funding and Trading Officer at PMA. You can reach out to me via email at jlutter@pmanetwork.com or directly through the phone, 630-657-6460. Also included are the contacts of the rest of the funding team. So feel free to reach out to any of us as we all work together to look to support the cause. Thank you.